About where the Ballot AI project is directed, as we suffered a major loss from the developer rug pulling us, building a backdoor into the staking platform where most of the tokens were in order to give us locked value. And so, what we have to do is essentially start from very near beginning. I am looking to empower my community by educating people with the skills I developed for several years, being one of the best fundraising trainers in the door to door fundraising industry, and how to apply that to marketing online and fundraising through our networks so that we can all play a role in fundraising for this great project. And to add even more value proposition, I'm incorporating Ballot AI with the Economic Lift program. And with that project, I'm all about teaching people decentralized finance, how to do research, how to find quality yield farms that have stable coins in order to preserve assets during the bull market when you want to keep your profits. And of course, during the bear market to protect your profits during the collapse. And we'll be getting into more and more advanced cryptocurrency research as I also evolve and develop as an individual, utilizing all the strategies and tools that I've acquired over the years to empower my community. And in order to do that, we're launching a crowdfunding program that's decentralized rather than just fundraising myself, putting all the weight on my shoulders to fundraise for the whole program. I'm going to empower you and give 50% of the profits up front for anything that you close. And then you also get a position to earn passive income from people that you bring in who do the same. As that process continues and people who you bring in others and they do the same as well, every single level of interaction someone has with a referral that they bring in will access them higher levels of DeFi alpha that I compile in a Discord group. I started doing this during the bear market 4 years ago. I was finding all kinds of yield farms all the way up to 100% plus APY, even 300% when they're brand new. And they diminish over time because they're only giving a certain amount out to early qualifiers, early participants as an incentive. And that incentive diminishes as more and more people provide liquidity. So it wasn't the type of thing I would just go out and promote openly because it would absolutely reduce the amount of value in those farms. And I was living off them for some period. They saved me during COVID, especially during the crypto collapse. I was making great passive income off of the stablecoin farms. And I sought to protect my assets as much as possible from that. But inevitably, some of them disappeared, whether they're rug pulls or whatnot. I didn't do all the research on what happens, but it is a risky space regardless. It seems like, especially with the EVM chains, because they have less to prove. If it's a new EVM chain, they might just want to get a lot of Ethereum out of you and disappear, which has happened. And it's funny because some of them try to come back. And, once they do something like that, I don't trust them. But I also am working on my own intuition better. It's the layer ones that have a huge incentive because they definitely want to compete with Ethereum. So you think in the competitive nature of a new layer one, you're going to have more security over a layer one providing high yield. But even they can have problems. Everything in crypto is risky. So that being said, we're going to just use the best protocols. I'm very much more conservative about my portfolio development. I'm not yield farming as much as I had, but I am planning on getting back into it because the yield can be just amazing. And, if you get into it and you're cautious and you check your portfolio every day and you're taking out profits, there's a way that you can go about protecting yourself. And there's also a lot of other tools that I have now I wasn't using prior about sentiment of different chains and so forth. But the key was I was getting into projects early. A lot of them are still around. So if you have a diverse portfolio, even with the chance of these rug pulls, you can most likely come up ahead with that diversity protecting you, making sure that you are locking in your profits outside of the very protocols that you're withdrawing assets from. So when you find good yield, you can withdraw your assets and keep them safely on a totally different blockchain that is more established and have security. So Arbitrum, Optimism, Base Chain, those are some great chains that are up and coming that will continue to grow. Of course, Avalanche and Polygon are huge, and they're going to stick around. But then there's a lot of new EVMs, and then there's so many layer ones we'll be getting into. So the plan moving from here is that within a week, actually within just days, we are going to be getting people active in joining a new referral program, smart contract. So profits are instantly deposited to your self custody wallet. Although an audit is great, in this case, I just found out this morning from an interview with Halborn, they want like 10,000 on the low end. I'm not in a position to pay that right now. And we would love to get an audit, of course, and we would necessarily have to have an audit on our smart contract for staking because I do not want to risk a rug pull again. That's going to cost about 10K, but we're going to put it in there and we're going to build this like this. We're going to empower you to fundraise for the two white papers, Ballot AI, which we're now rebranding as United Petitioners, that has the Ballot AI software because that's a component of it. Although there are a few other AI tools that we'll be using. And United Petitioners just stands out more to the petition industry, which is still late to the game in crypto. A few of them are into crypto, but most petitioners are just ordinary, hardworking Americans, and they're skeptical about stuff. They're not into crypto yet, but we will build it towards building a brand new petitioning organization with people that are crypto savvy who want to get involved and collect signatures for the ballot for things like a Bitcoin reserve, blockchain voting, protecting blockchain startups in states. Because even though Trump is a crypto president, the states can always fire back. And we need to build this protectorate, this citizenry, in order to prepare for what could happen in 4 years. So I will do everything in my power to prevent the neoliberals from taking over and pushing us into a welfare and war state like they have under the Biden administration, completely usurping the power of government to unknown authorities. If you do some research, there's this whole auto pen scandal that Biden wasn't even the one signing most of the documents. There was an auto pen signature that was fraudulent. And it's criminal what they've done. So I'll be exposing the lies of the neoliberals. We will also have to address problems with the conservative wing of government and the rhinos and other Republicans that are in power under the Trump administration when they mess up, because we cannot be biased towards a side of government that may not be doing the right thing in all cases. But I like a lot of what Trump's done. I can defend him in many cases against liberal attacks. I love to see facts, and too often I see them attacking him without real evidence or real urgency or need for the attacks. I see so much hypocrisy from the left. I used to be liberal, but I woke up and I'm conservative now. I'm far more conservative. I'll remain conservative for the rest of my days, because once you learn certain things, you cannot unlearn them. But as far as how Trump goes, I wish there was more action regarding the Epstein papers and prosecuting the Biden administration and the election fraud issues that he still has not pushed forward bills to end the election fraud in this country, which would be great. He still has a few more years. I'm hopeful. But ultimately, what Ballot AI represents is the ultimate contingency plan where the people are in control, a decentralized model, which has more in common with the cryptocurrency world, to not just trust authorities, but to actually be in charge and empowered ourselves. So we're going to be pushing the Ballot AI token. We're going to bring that back. I currently have 25% of the supply. Even after the rug pull, I made sure I bought up what I could with some remaining funds so that I could position myself to liquidate those as necessary when the time comes. Not to sell on investors, don't get me wrong, but to have assets available for anything the project needs. And in most cases, I probably won't even liquidate it. I'll be asking the DAO and wanting to involve you all in the decisions we make. But what we will have to do is set aside tokens for staking rewards. What if we put 20% of these as staking rewards? Would that be very bullish? I think so. I think people want to buy the token and earn that interest, especially when they understand the utility. But we're going to need to fundraise. So when you understand the white paper and where we're going, when you understand the whole ecosystem and how useful it would be, you can participate in fundraising, and I will teach you through my resources. I'm setting up videos to teach. I'll be setting up an exclusive community for those that join this new DAO fundraiser called Yin Yang DAO. And we've rebranded the name and we've rebranded the Telegram. And the reason is because my personality is related to Taoism, as I had studied Taoism in martial arts, the internal arts, and Shaolin Kung Fu for my life for 20 plus years. So These two projects of Ballot AI and Economic Lift work hand in hand like yin and yang. Ballot AI could represent yang, the Economic Lift would represent yin. And what that is the penultimate fundraising solution to empower entrepreneurs to build their own smart contracts to help charities fundraise and businesses to receive instant settlement of payments from buyers using stablecoins. And we'll market stablecoins, we'll market DeFi education through our program and use this economic lift as an onboarding mechanism. So let me show you what we have. We have Yin Yang DAO. The Telegram is Yin Yang Smart Contract. All right, so that's the new Telegram. And we're going to be building this out. The entry fee to get the base level DeFi knowledge is going to be 0.05 Solana. And actually, we're going to teach the fundamentals of getting into crypto for free for mass onboarding. But at level one, when you pay this $8 or so, it's at 0.05 Solana, which will go up as Solana booms in price. Okay. That will get you access to a level 1 of DeFi knowledge. And we're going to involve higher and higher aspects of education the higher you go up to level 10 with the 9th level of referrals for the referral program. The first 2 levels under an investor who pays that 0.05 will go completely to the DEX and the DAO. But understand the DEX and DAO are now really 2 different DAOs. And the key here is that we will establish a foundation of funds accumulated. We will pay for a DAO to be developed. We'll pay for a staking contract to be developed out of these funds and that $10,000 audit. It might cost more. That's the thing. I'm going to have to review and find some other ones. But maybe this is a thing of the past. I have an access to Chain GPT. I invested in that very early. I bought, I think it was 10,000 tokens. Let's see what the price is doing right now. Chain GPT, I think, was definitely a good investment. It's an upcoming AI program. You can audit code. Maybe I don't need to pay $10,000 for an auditing company just to brand their logo on my site. It seems like they're probably using AI, not telling us. I mean, they have the skills. Granted, they research and learn code and have their proper team of people that are very skilled, but we may not need to spend all that money. Let me see. Chain GPT. Let's see what the price is. I had 10,000 of these. And I bought in rather early. It looks like the price is down. Yeah, we're going to be going into a third wave, though. So it's higher than when I bought it. I bought it back in, I think it was, around October, around that lowest point before that big boom. I did not sell it. It was staking. I'm earning interest. But I'm going to have to utilize that for the initial audit of this code. Key factor here is that the money is distributed directly to people's wallets, so it's not going to hold any money like the staking contract to be exploited. The developer reached out to me. I put his video on my YouTube. If you find Liberty Economy, that's the name of my company, on YouTube, then you can see the developers I interviewed. And this guy reached out to me on LinkedIn saying he's so sorry to hear what happened. It's a different approach than the people that I was finding on Fiverr. And he has a checkmarked LinkedIn profile, so it was verified with his ID. He is who he says he is. What else is important is that I'm hiring through Upwork. The delivery is supposed to be around the 1st, may even be sooner. He said maybe even today that we might have something to test, but he's working hard. There's a lot of aspects. Let's see where he's at. And we're going to do well. I just added the home screen, the help screen, and a fax screen content for him, and he's going to be building that. So I'll update you all here at the channel as soon as we get some updates. I'm very excited about it. The websites are all being taken down. I had to do everything I can to save my monthly earnings, which are very low right now because I don't have income at the moment. But I will be going to New Mexico in a few days, and I'm going to be working on a campaign, quickly get myself several $1,000s to help sustain me a little bit more rather than liquidating my crypto for covering my bills. I put everything into crypto, and I'm okay with that. I know we're about to go into the bull market. I did this twice before, and I was very successful with that because it starts quickly escalating in price. I can cover my bills as it goes up. And, because it's all related to business, I can write it off taxes as that's an issue. But we'll be pushing for legislation to eliminate capital gains tax in various states. And maybe Trump is going to end the IRS in his term. He said he would be looking at that with tariffs replacing the income tax. So I think that's huge. Yeah, we're going to be going places. Upon teaching people my real skills, which I've never done, I mean, this is an idea for like school games and other success groups. I can teach fundraising, and I'm going to teach it through this platform where people pay the very minimum entry, and then they'll get access to my courses to learn fundraising. And upon doing so, I want to empower everyone with real skills that can help them in any kind of sales in life. I have other resources for sales now that I'm going to be sharing, and softwares for AI marketing I will be sharing, so I can get everybody involved in marketing and sales, and we can all fundraise around these programs and earn. Again, you earn 50% of commission instantly to your wallet, and when you refer people who refer others and they refer the same, as that process continues from level 4 through 9, you get 5% from each level. 5% passes up each level. 20% is for the 2 DAOs, where the DEX and DAO fundraiser will fund a DEX, will fund a DAO, will fund a launch pad. And we're going to be combining both programs of Economic Lift and United Petitioners into one comprehensive program, because these are the only 2 projects I want to do in my whole life. They're different, but they work hand in hand. And I'll explain that to you here before I go, because I have a lot of work to do. The United Petitioners program with Ballot AI works like this, where we use AI to streamline the petition industry, cut costs so that we can make bids on proposals, bring $1 million contracts into smart contracts with USDC insured stablecoins, and allow proponents who put money forward on initiatives and referenda, recalls, and citizen grand jury, which has not been used enough, which is why our whole program is a giant educational resource to educate and empower people as well. When we empower them with understanding how smart contracts work, then they will recognize that we are the best company to go with, because they'll never be overpaying for their petition drives. We can cut the cost by 1/100% with the AI. We've already gotten a back end built. Our developer is very confident. We have the AI developer, Furkan, and we have Callum, who's the blockchain developer. They both live in the UK. It's perfect for them to work together when they're combining these tools. We also need to raise, about $30K for the finished AI development to happen. And who knows, it's going to cost Calum a lot to build the smart contracts for the DEX, the Launchpad, and the DAO as well, and the USD smart contract, but we'll pay them. They're worth it, And I hope you all see it worth it as well. Funding what I need to bring this project back was, when you bring in commissions, 50% goes to the 2 DAOs. Of course, our community wants to have retribution for the scammer. We can easily subpoena and bring to court. I just don't have the money to liquidate in my Bitcoin. It's very risky, because there's a chance that we could lose and not have success. But I think that the chance is higher we will be successful. I just don't want to risk my Bitcoin until it's going way up in value from here. So how it will be successful is basically that this guy made payments through Fiverr. He made payments through PayPal. We can subpoena both of them, get his bank records. They can subpoena them to get his IP address from his phone he does banking from, and then we can find his location. And there's not really too much he can do to hide from that, from what I understand. And the company that I talked with, payback.com out of Israel, sounds very confident they will be able to do this and get results. They wanted me to move quickly, but again, I don't have the money. I just got rug pulled. I have to deal with potentially, very realistically, declaring bankruptcy on my LLC, Liberty Economy. And there goes my branding for my YouTube and everything, but I can always rebuild. Okay, I'm not giving up. We're starting with this fundraiser because I want to empower you to earn from this with the network marketing potential. That if you bring 2 people, they bring 2 more, and they bring 2 more, as that process continues, those little 5% passing up the line are going to be equal huge amounts of value. And you can make huge amounts of passive income, especially we find that people active in absorbing the fundraising knowledge that I teach and utilizing it, contacting people one-on-one, bringing them into group chats, bringing them into videos where a pitch to all people is done, which I should be doing. This is a live stream. I just want to get the info out, but eventually I'll be pitching to huge groups of people in Facebook and putting those YouTube meeting requests and Zoom meeting requests out to people in the various YouTube, Facebook groups. And so we'll be leveraging marketing tools to get the word out there, and every day wanting to empower people with what this tool can provide. The smart contract is going to be huge. Forsage made billions. I think they made billions, hundreds of millions, I'm sure. All these other smart contract fundraisers made huge amounts of money, but they were soulless because they did not have a utility. They had no project behind them that would grow. They weren't teaching DeFi. So we are different. And we are going to be massively successful based on the value that we give. 2 massive utility projects. Economic Lift is all about teaching DeFi. We're tying in with that now with the Yin Yang DAO. I bought the domain yinyang.dao from Unstoppable Domains. I'll be setting up that website soon, which will just link people to the Telegram group. And that's something I should have done tonight because I was working on getting all the socials connected. I'm going to put a blog on Medium to launch it off, connect all of those core social medias to the website for yinyang.dao, and then people have resources. So I hope you participate. I'm very excited about this. I'm looking forward to teaching you everything I can about marketing and AI and sales so that you can also be very successful. Those direct commissions will turn out very well for people. 50% of whatever you bring in. And the minimum is just 0.05. Okay. When people pay a higher amount, they get higher commissions downline because they only get 5% of the highest amount that they have given. So there's going to be what's called spillover. If someone's really good at sales and upbidding someone on a higher investment, then what happens is the spillover is recognized and that goes to our fundraiser DAOs, but it alerts the person in the Telegram that they missed money so that they're encouraged to also upgrade, allowing the person who recruited them to get a higher commission each time. So it's going to have a explosive nature like this, very viral. And there's also this auto rotation feature that every Telegram user's link, their profile link, will be circulated on the main site. So out of all the marketing I pay for, when people go to the main Telegram page, that's not a referral page, if they're not referred directly by you or someone that gets a referral from me directly, if they are just finding out about it through the ads online, then they will see a new person's rotated referral link on the top of the page every time. And once someone pays in, it goes to the next person. Then it goes to the next person. This happens all the way down the line in symmetric, in linear order, so that every person has a chance to get people enrolled under them regardless. But again, you're not going to make money off of those people unless you tap into make sure they're on par with getting active. They're also recruiting, and they learn all the best AI methods and the best sales methods. And I did this to make it the most meritocracy method possible, that it's based on your work, your hard work, not just the referrals. But when you get a team and it grows, then you're going to get the passive income, but that team has to grow. And so it's going to require you just to be active, improving yourself daily, getting better at sales and marketing, and also making sure your downline is active. Every single person you bring in, they'll set up a new Telegram group for you and your team so that you have direct communication with them to be a leader. We're going to be teaching leadership, and this is going to expand exponentially. We're going to just grow a program based on real education, real value creation, real skill development. Not like these other programs where people just hope to spam everybody, get someone involved, and then hope that the passive income is going to come. And that's not how it works. Although it could theoretically work, it's going to be working based on people's actual hard-earned effort. That 50% commission is yours. The other 50% is split between our fundraisers and upline. So when there is no upline, it's just more for the fundraiser wallets. Okay. And so I think that's pretty clear. I have a document on it. Please join the Telegram. You can check that out. The website's going to be up and running very soon, maybe even tonight. I'll let you know. I'm going to take a little break this afternoon, run to the store, getting some fruit to charge my body, and I'm going to go out and do some exercise as the sun's going down. It's probably very humid again, a cloudy day here in Tucson, but I'm going to go work out and get my mind right, get my meditation, practice the Kung Fu I've been practicing for years, and prepare for the absolute effort I'm putting in tonight, every single day. So today I was successful getting my social set up again, getting my Instagram access. I got locked out of for years. Very happy about that. Tonight I'll be diving in to build out more and even getting some of the courses created possibly. I'll probably be staying up late. I slept in. So I hope that you all liked the video and got some value out of this video today of what to expect. You want to be early, be one of the first people to test our software as it launches, get inside the Telegram to have access to that. And one more time, that link is Yin Yang. Let's just double check that link. I know I said it earlier. Changing the branding here. It's Yin Yang DAO, but the link is Yin Yang Smart Contract. All right? Going to be the first smart contract with purpose between two polarized but synergistic programs for economic localization, entrepreneur development, DeFi education, helping charities and nonprofits and organizations fundraise, helping schools and the like fundraise by supporting local businesses, and then ballot AI, bringing AI to the ballot initiative industry and democratizing the ballot access process so that people own our own direct democracy and can decide what laws we want to change, both of which are capable of changing the world. I wish my developer saw that. He's such a scammer, and I can't wait to send him the subpoenas so that he recognizes he has to pay us back, or he'll be facing even longer jail time. He's guilty. He's guilty. We'll be able to find him. He just hoped to ruin me so much that I wouldn't be able to do anything. So I hope you all see that. This only takes a very small amount of investment to access 0.05. You can refer others, start getting commissions from the team network building, and get DeFi knowledge that I started building in the bear market of 2019 and that I want my community to benefit from tremendously. We're going to launch both Economic Lift and United Petitioner simultaneously. And this is my legacy. This is what I'm putting everything into. And I think that this fundraiser is the beginning of a brand new chapter of my life and all of our community to realize that we have a lot of power here to engage and get people involved. Out of the money raised, we can obviously create liquidity for the tokens and raise their value endlessly with locked liquidity. And this will give the token tremendous value as people will clamor to purchase the Ballot AI token, which may be rebranded, but it may stay the same. We'll see. We'll ask our community. I think we'll keep it the same. But we'll also have another token for Economic Lift in due time. And don't buy any scams on Pump Fund or anything like that because it hasn't actually launched yet. So not worried about branding. People try to steal the branding and try to be scammy all the time, but don't worry about it. We'll be great. All right, people, as you can tell, I'm a little depleted on my energy today. I have not eaten anything. I'm going to go to the store, get some bananas. I have some dragon fruit. I'm going to make a smoothie when I get home, and really looking forward to exercise and feeling charged for later tonight.